There's one team in North America that is older than the city that it's in. Do you have any guesses on what that team could be?
Okay, hold on. Give me a second to guess.
Yeah. Take your time.
Okay.
I'll give you some clues to make it an easier guess.
So if
If
the team is older than the city,
the team
the team
was
started somewhere
founded
else.
before the city became a
Became
city,
a city.
became
Okay.
anything.
Okay. So you've got like an East Coast team with like a West Coast city.
Yep, that's a good start.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Uh, ooh, but how west? Okay. Any dates? Do I get any?
Okay.
Nothing.
The team was founded in
Okay.
1901.
Oh, okay. Somewhere. And this is football?
It is not football.
Oh, really? Oh,
No,
man.
I'm
Oh,
I
okay.
found this team yesterday, and I
Okay,
was like,
well,
"Oh
wait.
shit!" That was like a cool little trivia thing. That
Then Dodgers.
no,
Damn.
not the Dodgers, because well, I don't know. I don't know for sure. I'm not exactly sure when LA was founded, but this team, no, it's not. It's not this.
Oh, okay. Um,
It just recently relocated.
Oakland.
There you go. That's it. It's
Really?
the Athletics.
Hey!
So that's the topic of today's show is
Wait, where did they come from?
the Athletics and their origin. Yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
This is Lovable Losers with Eric, Wiede and Bryan Palmer.
They just left Oakland, and I think they finished their 56th or 55th or 56th year in Oakland. They started in 68. But from 1901 till 1954, they were in Philadelphia. And then in the interim between Philadelphia and Oakland, they spent, 13 years in Kansas City.
What?
We're not going to talk about Kansas City at all.
At all.
They were very bad those 13 years. I don't think they ever won the division.
The unlucky 13.
But we're going to talk about the beginning.
All right.
1901, Philadelphia Athletics. But his name is Cornelius McGillicuddy.
Okay.
Cornelius McGillicuddy. So what would you shorten that to if you were to shorten your name and it was Cornelius McGillicuddy? Cuddy. Like Kid Cudi.
Oh. Okay, well now I want to guess Kid Cudi is his nickname. I feel like he's a Gilly.
Gilly. Okay.
But Corny doesn't sound right. Nelly. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna stick with either Nelly or Gilly.
Those are not bad guesses.
Woo!
Because the first name is traditionally a female first name.
Cornelius is, or the
Cornelius, the shortened for Cornelius. That the what he shortened it to.
Oh.
It's
Courtney.
It's Connie.
Is that what Connie comes from? Is Cornelius?
Well, that's where his Connie came from. Yeah, Cornelius McGillicuddy,
Cornelius Cooper,
better known as Connie Mack.
Oh,
So
that's a good name, though.
Yeah, he was a legend in baseball. He was the manager of the Athletics from 1901 until 1950. He was the manager of the team for 50 years. He had two dynasties that he managed, and they were 20 years apart.
No one's made a movie about that.
No one's made a movie about
Two
Connie
dynasties.
Mack.
Two dynasties.
Yep, Connie Mack. Every game he wore a full suit, ascot, scarf, straw boater hat. He was decked to the nines every game.
Okay, this is 1901.
Yeah, 1901 to 1950.
Okay,
his
the
entire
1950
career.
games. What did his wardrobe? I'd like to see a comparison on his two wardrobes. The
It
beginning and
was
end.
probably the same suit. It's a 50-year-old suit
with like patches sewn in, or like the buttons let out a little bit looser.
Yep. This 50-year career of his, there was a beginning part that they were extremely successful, kind of a doldrum period in the middle, and then like this late renaissance where they were really good, and then after that, downfall, and then they moved. So I'm going to kind of go through it a little bit.
All right,
kind of a little
roller
bit.
coaster.
This is where I interrupt the show to tell the audience about our exciting sponsors. Unfortunately, as of right now, the number of sponsors is currently 0. Now back to the show.
But the dynasty run that they did here in this early run was from 10 to 14. And they won the World Series in 10, 11, and 13. And then they lost in 14.
To
So,
who?
in 14, they lost to the Boston Braves. The Miracle Braves is what they were called. And they lost. They were swept by them. And there was like a little bit of a controversy around it, like that the team gave up on Connie Mack.
Oh.
And right after that season, there was a fire sale, and they got rid of all the players. Like a lot of them were already on the way out and
But
had
kept
deals.
Connie Mack.
Yeah, Connie Mack stayed. So the run from 10 to 14, their big players were this infield. They called the $100,000 infield.
Ooh.
So we got Stuffy McGinnis, Eddie Collins, Jack Barry, Frank Home Run Baker.
Ooh.
These 4 guys.
It's in his name, folks. You
Yep.
know what he does. He bakes.
Yep, he's a baker.
He's a baker. He makes really good breads.
You're a big baseball fan in the early.
I am. You went with baseball first. Oh, you really know how to keep my attention. Okay,
So think about 1910's Philadelphia. I'm going to a game and the field is called Shibe Park. So the first run that they did
15th, right?
was around the World War I era, and then the second run they did was around the Great Depression.
Okay.
So it was
Hard times really brought out the best in these players, or at least Connie Mack.
Yeah, Connie Mack. He established another team and set up another team of Hall of Famers. You know, the greatest team of the era at this point in the late 20s, early 30s
Okay.
was the New York Yankees. They were called
Yeah.
the Murderers Row. You know,
Ooh.
Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth. You know,
Oh yeah.
Murderers Row. Like that's the Yankees at
Damn.
their peak. And this team faced up against them, finished second 2 years in a row, and then had a 3-year run where they went to the World Series. They beat
Each
the
year.
Yankees.
Each year.
Yeah, they went to the World Series in 1929, 1930, and 1931.
Yeah. That was like Depression era beginningness. Like that was, what is that, March of 2020?
Yeah,
As in like horrible about to happen.
you're just making doing the greatest thing you've ever done in your life during this horrible time. You know, like
So that checks out. I have a great uncle. I think you say it twice when they're
Mhm.
like, it's my grandmother's uncle. I don't. So you figure it out. Anyways, he played for the Washington Senators, and my great grandfather was born in like 1910. So his brother would have been born around then. So about 1930 is when he would have been playing.
okay.
So
In 1933, the Senators won the AL.
hey, get this. He was a right-handed pitcher named Lefty.
Another fun tidbit: the Athletics have a left-handed pitcher named Lefty Grove.
Hey, okay. Well, at least
Another
that
lefty.
matches.
Yep.
Like he went by Lefty because it covered up the fact that he had like a girl's name for a name.
Oh,
Like
okay.
very
Yeah.
homophobe.
Letitia. But Lefty Grove is one of 2 players on this team that went to the Hall of Fame in the year 1947. He won exactly 300 games in his professional career. Lefty Grove did. This is an interesting stat for this second dynasty of teams. The MVP award. So
Oh, okay.
a few different
It
players
says a lot
on their
about a
team.
team.
Yeah.
Who gets that?
If you win the MVP award, then you're doing pretty good. In this team, they won the MVP. Let me find it here
But
on my
if you
notes.
win it over and over and over again, you're carrying that team.
Yep. But it was all different players did it. Like Mickey Cochran won in
So it
28.
mix it up.
Lefty Grove won in 30 and 31. Jimmy Fox won in 32.
That's a really
33
solid
and
management
38.
style.
And then Cochran won in 34 as
Gave
well.
everybody a chance.
Yeah, everyone contributed, and
Yeah.
they were really, I guess they were really good.
That's-
But they were just up against the juggernaut in the Yankees, you know?
This is a second break for commercials, but we have not heard back from Rolls-Royce. Now back to Eric and Brian.
They played the Cubs first. They beat the Cubs 4-1 in 29.
Okay.
And then they beat the Cardinals and then lost to the Cardinals. In
31
years. Yeah, 30
Okay.
31.
Okay.
But the Cardinals,
I
like,
just really wanted them to beat the Yankees.
yeah, they I didn't look it up too closely, but I'm pretty sure they beat the Yankees in those 3 years.
Good,
I should
good.
probably look that up.
Well, no, you don't have to. We're just gonna agree
Yeah.
that they did.
Murderers Row probably made it to the
Yeah.
AL.
They had
championship.
diarrhea that whole season. Look it up.
Yep, exactly.
Go Google it.
Go it. But they had two guys with cool nicknames that I wrote down too. We got Jimmy Fox,
Yes.
who went by either Double X because Fox was spelled with 2 X's, or he also went by the Beast.
Ooh.
Jimmy Fox.
Jimmy Fox, the Beast.
Hall of Fame 1951. And then they had Al Simmons.
Okay, I've heard my grandma say that name before.
Al, you want to guess what his nickname is? You won't guess it.
Can I go straight on? No, I don't know. Can we insert here? I'm going to do this. Insert vulgar response here.
Oh my god!
And then let me just say muffin tits.
That actually kind of has the same amount of syllables, I think.
Good. I'm a syllable guy.
Yep.
I like. Yeah. Okay. What is it?
Bucket Foot Al.
Bucket foot. Oh, okay. I used to know a Buckethead Wendy. We called her Buckethead Wendy.
Buckethead Wendy.
She was
Yep.
the worst. Just if you know, you know.
But yeah, 1931 was the absolute peak for this team. But Connie Mack, he was 68 years old in 1931 when they lost that last World Series to the Cardinals. So he was already 68, and he stayed the manager for another 19 years. And I'm not going to go into too much detail on those 19 years because they weren't good. He was the manager of the Philadelphia Athletics for 50 years, which is, I mean, it actually lives up to the word unbelievable. I hate that word, but he was the manager for a Major League Baseball team for 50 years.
Golly.
But then his kids completely shit the bed, and they
as
lose
kids
the team
tend
in
to
5
do.
years. Yeah, it was given to his sons
Yeah.
in 50 when he retired, and he
Huh.
was hired a manager to manage the team, and he was like, "All right, I set them up. They have this professional team." 1955, they're in Kansas City. So
Okay. You really got me on this one, though. I want you to know, like,
you weren't prepared that it was gonna be a baseball.
no, but it really made me feel comfortable talking about it because I naturally want to, even though I don't know jack shit about baseball. This isn't over, though.
Yeah.
This isn't over.
Thank you for joining us on the first episode of the show. Next week we will talk about these riveting topics: hot air balloons and pumpernickel, lovable losers pod on Instagram and YouTube,